There's a couple things that I want you guys to take from this. Number one is you don't have to exclusively sell your time.
No.
If you can package what you have into a system that if you follow these steps, it will yield you a result, people will pay for that. Definitely. I think that's one of the big things that I've taken away from it. You have to be very clear on if they follow the steps, the result that they get will be exponentially greater than the investment that they're putting in. I think that's number two that you've done. Number three is people do pay for certainty. The higher level of certainty of doing 1 and 2, they will pay an increased amount for. So even though you have a base amount that you're charging for this offer, if they want additional coaching or guidance from you all or your team, you can pay for that. And that does increase the level of certainty more that you have. Have people been able to get the results from you guys without having that increased level of one-on-one guidance?
This is Secrets for Success.
As we get started with another episode of Secrets for Success, I'd like to take a moment to highlight our sponsor, Jane. Jane is a complete practice management software that makes it easy to book, chart, bill, and get paid all online. The team at Jane knows that getting paid is one of, if not the most important parts of running your practice. And with that in mind, they've created a fully integrated PCI compliant payment solution called Jane Payments. And that makes for a convenient online payment experience for you and your patients. Now with Jane Payments, you can collect credit card info through your online booking or intake forms, send one-click payment requests via email or SMS for outstanding balances, and you'll never need to leave Jane to reconcile your payments. So if you're curious to learn more, head to janeapp.payments. You can also use the code SSHC1MO at the time of sign up for a 1-month grace period on your new Jane account, a small gift from Jane to you. Now on to the show. Welcome to the Secrets for Success podcast. I'm your host, Greg Todd. Thank you as always for joining me. I have two of my favorite people, Javier and Marissa Carlin. They are students. They are mentors to other people, mentees to me. They're like basically Jamaicans. They have a lot of different roles in my life. Welcome to the Secrets for Success podcast. Welcome. Hey, what do you think of the room?
It's amazing.
It's pretty cool.
So
I want to get my own.
Okay.
Yeah, that's on the wish list right now.
All right. Okay.
It's so nice.
You're already taking notes.
Yeah.
You're taking notes. Okay. Awesome. So I don't know if you guys know, but I am going to be doing, I have a new townhouse that I'm building. And the whole idea of the townhouse is to kind of recreate what we used to have over there, Waterside, when we used to bring you guys in for whatnot, right? And I'm thinking of doing a podcast room inside the townhouse. So I actually need to show you. Okay, let's get into the episode. All right, so here's what we're going to be doing. Next week, March 25th to 29th, we're doing the Invincible Challenge. And I think the first thing I would like to say before we get into kind of the nuts and bolts of it, because there's something I want you guys to talk about in particular, is that when we actually did an episode that's going to be coming out with them next week, but we talked about the power of events. And both Javi and Marissa's transition into entrepreneurship really was catapulted with an event. And it happened to be an event that I was hosting at different times. So for Javi, he came to my first ever event. And then Marissa came to my second ever event. And just so many amazing things have happened. And so that's part of the reason why I'm doing the Invincible Challenge, because it's like everybody in my world, like they come into my world through an event, you know, and I was like, I got to do this event. So anyways, that's the first thing, which I think is really awesome. But this event is going to be a virtual event, and I'm going to be teaching people on the 5 different business models that I believe you need to use today. Okay. Like, I don't think it's enough just to be passionate about what you do. I don't think it's enough to just be the best at what you do. You have to operate in the right business model. And one of the things I love about you guys is that one of the business models I'm going to be talking about, actually 2 of them, you guys operate in those right now. And it's been what's been able to transform your life in really an awesome way. And so just for you all that are listening, I'm going to be talking about 5 different business models. One is going to be info product, which is what Javier and Marissa do. The other is going to be group and memberships, which you guys kind of do that as well because you have a group and membership.
Yeah.
One of them is going to be being an affiliate, which we'll talk about that because you were one of my top affiliates in the past, a few years back. Solutions-based offers, which you guys don't necessarily do, but and then the fifth one is going to be an agency. Okay. So I want to talk about one of the business models. And I think one of the things that I'm going to do in the challenge, like as I go through it, is I'm just going to explain all five to people, but I'm going to say pick one and run with it. And so I would love for you guys to talk about the info product model, which is what you guys use, and how that model is basically the main crux of your business, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So why don't we just quickly tell people what it is that you guys do and who you serve, and then how it kind of came to fruition to create this model and this offer for your clients. So go ahead.
Yeah. So the people that we serve right now are registered dietitians and nutrition professionals.
Okay.
And majority of them are working a 9 to 5 or some type of like part-time job. And they're looking to get more freedom and flexibility in their life, work on their own terms, and really feel finally fulfilled in their career. So a lot of them want to go the route of private practice.
Okay. Gotcha.
And so that's who we serve. And we have info products that help registered dietitians and nutrition professionals start and grow their private practices.
Okay. Gotcha. So the offer and the result that you guys are giving them is you have these people that are 9 to 5. They're not happy in the current model they're working in.
Right.
And so they want a new model. And what you all are showing them is how to go online and build an online practice primarily, right?
Yep.
For nutritionists and for registered dietitians. So the outcome that they want, do they want more of your time?
Nope.
No.
They want less of our time.
They want less of your time,
Yep.
but they want your information on how to actually build an online practice,
Correct.
right?
Yep.
So the info product that you guys give them is?
Yeah, so we have a coaching program. It's called the Freedom Sprint, and basically it's currently over 6 months. And so it's a combination of a course curriculum, so step-by-step system that is basically self-paced that they can go at their own pace through. It also includes group coaching as well, and we also have one-to-one support calls. So it's more of a hybrid program that we're running. And so the one-to-one support calls we have throughout the 6 months where they get access to us and our team as well.
Okay.
And so the majority of the people, and we have different tiers for that, but the majority of people obviously want the highest tier to have a little bit more accessibility and get personal coaching on their specific situation.
Right.
So yeah, that's our main coaching program.
And do you mind telling us what that offer is? Like how much is an info product? Because a lot of times people think that like you have to charge like $5 for it.
Yeah, definitely not.
Okay.
Definitely not.
Please don't charge $5 for that.
Yeah. So the clients that we coach, most people are used to charging per session,
Right.
Which there's several different reasons why we don't recommend doing it that way.
Okay.
And so the clients that we support, we at least tell them to set it up where they're charging upfront, anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000 to start off, and then obviously grow from there.
Right.
The different offerings that we've been able to build range anywhere from $2,000 to $15,000.
Gotcha.
On the higher end. And so that's basically the different price ranges. We've even had clients that have sold their nutrition coaching program for upwards of $5,000 to $6,000. So there's quite a bit of room there, and I think part of it is people feeling confident enough, knowing that their product is great, and that it's worth what they are charging. Because we always say in the events that we host as well is that people very easily will spend $5,000 for a beat up used Toyota Corolla. Nothing against Toyota Corollas, right? But it's so easy to buy a vehicle $5,000 or $40,000-$50,000 Tesla. But when it comes to that versus a person's life, where when you help them with their health, with their nutrition, they have increased self-esteem, they have increased energy, they feel better about themselves, they get promotions now, they make more money, all those things, we put it next to each other, and it's like, well, what's more valuable,
Right.
right? Human life or a $5,000 car?
Right.
And so when we put it from that perspective, it becomes very easy to see that, okay, $5,000 to change someone's life forever, there's a lot more value in that.
Right.
And so that's what we're recommending the people that we work with their own products and services, info products, to be able to build as well.
Okay, I think there's a couple things that I want you guys to take from this. Number one is you don't have to exclusively sell your time.
No.
If you can package what you have into a system that if you follow these steps, it will yield you a result, people will pay for that. I think that's one of the big things that I've taken away from it. You have to be very clear on if they follow the steps, the result that they get will be exponentially greater than the investment that they're putting in. I think that's number two that you've done. Number three is people do pay for certainty. The higher level of certainty of doing 1 and 2, they will pay an increased amount for. So even though you have a base amount that you're charging for this offer, if they want additional coaching or guidance from you all or your team, you can pay for that. And that does increase the level of certainty more that you have. Have people been able to get the results from you guys without having that increased level of one-on-one guidance?
Absolutely.
They have.
Yeah.
But some people need more certainty. They need someone to say, yes, you're doing the right thing. Yes, you're doing the right thing. And sometimes that's all it takes.
Yeah.
Most of the coaching calls that I'm doing are like, I just need to hear you say yes.
That I'm on the right
And
path.
I'm like, yeah,
Yes.
you're good. And they're like,
Going.
Keep going.
mind-blowing. I'm like, wait, what? Okay. So that's fine, because that just means that we just want to increase the certainty. And sometimes we can transfer that to people. Sometimes just one thing we say, but you have to pay more money for that. But in order to be able to charge for that, you actually have to set it up where there is a system that you can follow without getting that certainty, and you're going to pay for the system. Okay.
Absolutely.
Isn't it powerful?
It is. I mean, I don't think I've taken one client call the past 2 weeks, honestly.
Right.
No,
Yeah.
people are still being served. People are still getting results. And then the results are coming in every single day in our community.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah. I think that's just massively powerful.
It's so
Okay.
powerful, yeah.
So for healthcare providers, you all know the majority of them are trading their time for money.
Yeah.
What would you guys say has happened to you when you have moved away from the time for money model to now this model, this info product model, where you're basically delivering results for money? How has that changed your life from a time standpoint, financial standpoint, like all the things?
I mean, significantly. It's really I think it's something that I don't know where the switch happened, because we've always been trained, right, indoctrinated to say, hey, you're literally trading your time for money. Time equals money. And so we're working with people one-to-one, and we are taught and trained to think that that's where the value resides. But to your point, they don't care. People don't care about who's helping them to a certain extent, or how much time they spend with them. Like, ultimately, people want the result, and if they can get the result in less time, that's really all that matters. And so what it's done for us is that because of that, and the truth in that is that we've gotten more time back for ourselves. So we're not on one-to-one coaching calls 24/7.
Right.
We've been able to leverage that and help a lot more people at once, because we're not constantly on phone calls or Zoom calls. And so it really has allowed us to help a lot more people, make a lot more money in a lot less time. And I think everyone has the power to do so. It's just a matter of believing it's possible and just going for it.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, but the opportunity is there. Highly recommend it.
And
Yeah.
to add to that too, right? When you're working the 9 to 5 and you're trading your time for money, it's literally a rat race. Like, you're stuck and there's literally no way out, because you're only one person. You can only do so much. You literally only have so many hours in a day.
Right.
Plus, you need time for yourself. You need time for your family, right? You need to meal prep. You need to go to the gym. You need to just have time to just relax.
Do life.
To do life,
Yeah.
right?
Oh,
And
100%.
you're literally in a rat race and you cannot get anywhere. You can get somewhere, but there's going to be a ceiling that
Right.
you're going to hit in that model with just trading time for money.
Yeah.
When you build those info products, you leverage a system, then it's endless opportunities.
Yeah.
I'll add to that too, because I think what ends up happening is that when you are doing tons of one-to-one, and if you don't have the marketing figured out, you are definitely in that roller coaster where it's like, oh, I got all these clients, and now the business side of things stops, and then a couple weeks later, it's like, oh my god, my calendar's empty again.
Right.
And now we have to kind of push again, and it's this up and down.
Right.
thing.
It's an up and down roller coaster.
Yeah. And so either you have to get to the point where you hire people, and in our podcast we talked about the ups and downs.
Yeah, the ups and downs. Hiring.
Of hiring.
Yes,
And so I think the beautiful thing about info products in this world that we live in now is that you can delay that a little bit longer.
Right. Yeah.
You can create leverage through these different systems and softwares and things that we create in different ways, and you can buy yourself a lot more time through systems and automations, and obviously having those info products that people can go through without you ever having to be there.
Right. Yeah.
So,
I think it's so powerful. I call it the 168 vehicle because we have 24 hours in a day, right? We have 7 days a week, and that's 168 hours.
Okay.
And so most of us are working in a 40 vehicle. So you've
Yeah.
already taken away 3/4 of the leverage because it's 40 hours that you're working in a week. So you can only deliver value 40 hours a week. Have you guys ever woken up in the morning and you woke up to someone buying your info product?
Yeah.
And it's like, you're just like, what?
Yeah.
It's the coolest thing ever, right?
Yeah, we had I woke up, it was like, well, I didn't wake up at this time, but I saw a transaction at 1:30 in the morning for the $3,500. I'm like, oh, that's nice.
It's nice. Yeah.
Literally while you're sleeping.
While you're
While you're
sleeping.
sleeping.
Right. Yeah. And it's like the coolest thing ever.
Wait,
But
it was $3,500. I didn't even make that in a month working as a dietitian, and you made that overnight.
Overnight, yeah.
Wild.
yeah, it's the BYG OOB money, right?
Uh-huh.
Just before you get out of bed money.
Yeah,
You know,
yes,
right?
yes,
And
for
when
sure.
you can, and it's crazy because people love in the Facebook group, they love my live videos in the morning. They love it. And they're like, why are you able to do live videos like this every single morning? It's because I've already made enough money before I got out of bed to where I don't have to worry about feeding my family. That part, I'm good with. I can now worry about taking care of myself and take care of you all that struggle with feeding your family. And so I want people to understand this because we all, like every single time I hear from a dietitian, OT, a PT, everybody's like, I just want to help more people. I want to be able to help more people. But they don't have a model that actually allows them to really help people. They only have a model that allows them to help people that pay them. So that's not changing anything in healthcare. So anyways, I just think it's fantastic. That's the biggest thing that I wanted to get people to kind of understand. You guys are a model of that, no pun intended. All right. And yeah, I think that's the main thing. We'll talk about affiliates, but you know what? I think I'll bring you on a challenge. I think I'm gonna bring you on a challenge one day. Yeah,
all right.
Kind of promote y'all a little bit, you know whatnot. So I think I'll bring you on a challenge one day, and then we could talk about that. But we can also talk about being an affiliate, and you're an affiliate for many products, including mine, and how you basically were able just to tell people about something that you use that helped them, and how it's makes you really good money, right?
I mean, during that time, I think I'd made over 6 figures just in affiliates.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
I mean, how many of you would want to make 6 figures?
6 figures as an affiliate and not having to really fulfill on anything.
Honestly, I look back and I'm like, dang.
More than you made as a
no
healthcare
fulfillment.
professional.
That was kind of nice.
I'm gonna be a full-time affiliate for Greg or something.
I gotta tell you, I mean, it's
Okay.
not a bad gig.
Oh my gosh, there's so many different ways for healthcare providers to be able to do it. There's no reason why people should struggle, and that's why it bothers me when people are like, "I'm leaving the profession." Like, are you serious right now?
Just doing it wrong.
That no, you're
Just
just
not in the
doing it
right
wrong.
vehicle.
You're just not using the right vehicle. So just like
And I think it's so cool that you're going to go over like the five business models.
Yeah.
We just talked about one of them, right?
we just talked about one of them. Yep.
And there's so many different there's 4 other ones
Yeah.
here. And so I think that there's something for everyone.
Yes.
At
Exactly.
different levels. And,
Yeah.
and so if that info product, doesn't make sense for you, you got 4 other
That's
options.
another option. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's what I want to do because it's like being able to work with so many different people, you realize that like some people are super introverted, right? And they don't want to put themselves up. There's a model for you.
Yeah.
Okay. There's some people that are like I'm not good enough. Like I'm a new grad or what, like there's a model for you. There's some people that's like, I have all this knowledge. I'm like 35 years in my profession, but I've never been paid for my knowledge. Okay, well, there's a really good model for you.
Yeah.
And so I just feel like it's going to be powerful.
It is.
So yeah, cool.
I'm excited for it.
All right. Anyways, for those of you listening, you'll see below a link for the event. Okay. And that is the invinciblechallenge.com. We start March 25th to 29th. It's going to be at 7 p.m. Eastern every day. It's free for the first hour and 15 minutes. After that, if you want more of me, you're going to have to And so the paid version is $47, where it's going to be you listening to me coach the people that pay the platinum price, which is $197. So for those that pay, I think we have like 15 or 20 people so far. Those people are the ones that are able to privately ask me questions in a private group. And then any of my guests that call, you want to come on one day?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
You want to,
down
you both can give them some game. So you can ask myself, you can ask Javi, you can ask, Marissa, and all the different guests that I'll have on. And we'll basically coach you for about an hour after the event. So that's what it is, invinciblechallenge.com. And we hope to see you all there. Let's go.